What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Plastic Power Podcast. This is Starblast Studios alongside Daredevil 19 and Champ Animations. And today, guys, we have a very special guest returning to the Plastic Power Podcast today. Please welcome back Super Mariozilla, a.k.a. Vinny.
What is up, everybody? Happy to be here once more.
All right.
And you gotta play the Godzilla button. You gotta play the Godzilla button.
I don't have the Godzilla button. I'm sorry.
I had to make the sound effect myself.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, but let me just make sure that the stream is all working properly and such. And okay, I think we are okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it the good old share-a-roo.
Yes. Welcome back, Vinny. I can't wait to talk about all the new releases at Toy Fair and announcements and
Oh yeah!
I'm excited to talk about the latest break of news. Is the Mattel wins back the lucrative rights to make DC themed action figures.
Yeah.
And yes, I did read that from an article. I got it pumped up right here. So I don't know if you want me to go into it. Just start right away.
Go into this article because there's a lot of interesting stuff in here.
Okay.
Yeah, this article.
So, for those who don't know, McFarlane is the current. He's the current. What is the?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's the current.
Yeah, you lost the cue.
Of the IP of the DC toy brand. As you know, DC Multiverse. He makes a 7-inch line. It's a very controversial line. I do collect some of the figures because I'm a huge Batman and Superman fan. So I do own a few of the figures. But they do have a lot of problems. One being that they have ratcheted joints. The face sculpts don't look the best. He reuses body parts from different figures. I know it's like a toy line that toy lines are supposed to reuse assets. But the problem is that he reuses weird sculpts from different body molds. Like Supergirl has a lower torso that's used from Catwoman, and you can see the little how her jacket lines on, and it's just
when he did Robin, the long sleeve one.
Yeah,
he had the sleeves, and they just painted the skin tone green or whatever, and then he did another one with the sleeves, so then he could just reuse it. It's dude, really,
really.
I understand reusing parts, but that's super lazy and cheap AF. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
I
just want
to say. It was announced recently that Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns the DC brand, they basically come to an agreement where Mattel will take over the DC toy brands in 2026. This renewed partnership will reflect their share. Well, basically what Nick Caramanos, I don't know how to say his last name, but he's basically Mattel's senior vice president, and he announced that they're going to work on some new lineups for Superman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Clayface, and the Batman Part 2. They announced that they said that what Mattel really brought was a very clear understanding of our brand. So that's really interesting. He said that because it was almost I've seen a couple of people talk about this. It's almost like a jab at McFarlane of how he's producing toys of DC characters. So I don't. That was interesting.
What was the jab he said? Sorry, I was reading.
He said that Mattel really brought was a very clear understanding of our brand when they went to discuss about their partnership.
Yeah. It is a slight jab because it implies that McFarlane did not have that same level of understanding when we're making figures that Mattel did.
Yeah, and he just wanted to make every Batman that he could. He just wanted to make strictly Batman practically, and in every wave that he did. It's bro, ease up. Everybody loves Batman. There's more characters.
Let me see. Licensing agreements such as this one allows the company to make use of intellectual properties owned by another entity, typically in exchange for a fee or percentage of sales, yada yada. Along with figurines, Mattel will also be able to create and market DC-themed playsets, accessories, and roleplay products as part of the deal. The agreement includes rights for all DC stories and characters, including Wonder Woman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. And for those who don't know, Mattel used to they started? They started their DC toy line back in like what 2004, 2002, something like
early
that.
2000s.
And they lost it in 2019, and that's when it transitioned to McFarlane. But now they have it back, so a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen to McFarlane now. There is an Instagram video. I'll share it with you guys.
It's funny. Not too long ago, McFarlane said his toy line was the best-selling line in the U.S. at one point.
I mean, it probably is, to be honest, because here's the thing. At the moment, there's no other adult collectible toy line that's doing DC other than imports. And those imports cost a lot of money. Where
but then
you can get them for $20 to $25, something like that. So
you also have Marvel Legends, and those are always flying off the shelf.
But I'm just talking about DC and
but he's responding to McFarlane's claim in that they're the most selling toy line. Compare just overall toy lines to Marvel. That is a big thing.
When I go ahead.
I just find it hard to believe in comparison to Marvel Legends.
Yeah, because when I'll go into Walmart and Target, a lot of times there's barely Marvel Legends on the shelf, and there's always a ton of McFarlane stuff. Even the resell companies that rebuy figures and sell them, they hate taking McFarlane stuff because people never buy them, and they're always getting rid of them, like myself.
In my case with McFarlane, the reason I'm not normally buying them, and I think I could speak for everybody else that doesn't buy them, hopefully I can, is that McFarlane Toys are in an awkward scale, which is 7-inch. 7-inch, that's in the 1/10 scale. And that's a pain, because what if we want to scale them with Marvel Legends, but McFarlane outright said he did that just so they couldn't scale with Marvel Legends. That's a douchebag move.
It is.
He does a lot of that, and it just shows his personality.
It shows his personality and how he's just so self-righteous in the collecting world. Self-righteous in a sense that he thinks he knows what the collector community wants, when his team is constantly telling him, no, this is what they actually want.
Yep. And then the thing that he said about female figures don't sell well, and it's bro, you know what year we're in, right? It's it's female figures do sell well as long as you make a good figure. It's it's not 1998.
There's a lot of reasons that female figures can sell well. I'm just saying,
there are a lot of reasons why a lot of glass jars sell well with those figures.
God. But yeah, McFarlane does have a way of saying stuff where he's kind of smacking the collector in the face, oh yeah, you guys want this? Well, too bad. I'm doing it my way. It's either my way or the highway. That's how it is with McFarlane. And it's just dude, maybe you shouldn't have a toy company where you're making action figures for collectors, because you obviously don't want to make figures for collectors. You want to make them for yourself, which to me is selfish. You got to listen to what the people who want to buy your product or are buying your product are saying they want. You know what I mean? Even when he did how are you this $1 million company and you're doing a damn Kickstarter? Come on, man.
Yeah,
other companies started doing. But
the thing that's surprising me right now, and I'm just going back to it. What statistics are being held to suggest that the McFarlane line is the most well-sold line in all of the United States? That doesn't make any sense.
I forgot what year he said it. It was 2023 or maybe last year or something like that. But I remember him saying that, and then the guy who's kind of the head dude over at Marvel Legends, he's always in Shardimus Prime's interviews. He he said something back at it yeah, and I heard Todd McFarlane saying his toy line's the #1 selling toy company in America, and he's we have numbers to prove that he's wrong and that we are.
Yeah.
So it's this guy's just, I don't know, McFarlane is such an egotistical maniac that he really is. That
I know.
You push me away from buying
so true.
Stuff. Yeah. It's funny, because it's true that he really is. I mean, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you did revolutionize figures, but they were still statues. You just had that incredible detail, which he still does decently. Like, he does good detail. It's just he still doesn't understand the concept of articulation, I feel like. And like what you were saying before, Vinny, even people who work for him are trying to tell him what collectors want, and he doesn't want to hear it. And that's the bottom line.
He probably has a time machine that with all that money he's got, because he still seems like he's living in the past.
Yeah. Well, look at the damn Spawn movie. Like, I've been waiting for them to do this Spawn movie, and I think he like announced it in like 2017 or 2016.
It's like that's way too early.
Yeah, and the reason why no studio is picking it up is because he wants to direct it, but they don't want him to because he's not a director. You know. But it's
like he may have created Spawn. It's his baby, but there's just certain things he does not qualify for when it comes to working on a fictional property.
Yeah, like Stan Lee wasn't like, oh no, I want to direct Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Avengers, Iron Man, everything. I want to direct all that.
He, if anything, could play like a few cameos in the movie.
Yeah, like he did have a cameo in the original one. Like he played one of the bums in the alleyway. And I mean, that's usually what you get if you're a creator of something. Even the guy Rob Liefeld, the guy who created Deadpool, I don't even think he had a cameo in it. They had like his name in it, but you don't see him.
The first one he did, I think he was in the second one. I don't remember, but he was definitely not in the third. And I think there was some drama going on behind the scenes with that.
But you see these people who created the characters doing cameos. They're not like, I want to direct it. Like Todd McFarlane, if you want to direct a Spawn movie and companies won't front you the money, use your own damn money. You got more than enough of it. So if you want to make the Spawn movie, the dude's a millionaire. Like, he can afford it. So if I was people waiting for the Spawn movie, I would not hold your breath. Because if you have been, you'd already be unalived. One other thing about McFarlane, it's funny because he did the Walking Dead figures in 5-inch scale with the same ratchet joints, but it was the only Walking Dead line. And the Walking Dead's like dead as a show. Like, it's not as popular as it used to be. I mean, it still has its fan base, but he's trying. I don't know if you guys saw this. He's re-releasing all his figures saying they're like new figures. And it's the same exact figure they released then. Now they showed off like a new Daryl Dixon from like the new show, but he's trying to like say his reissues are new figures. It's like, dude, it's a reissue. Say it's a reissue.
What's it gonna take for this man to
stay like it is?
Yeah.
What's it gonna take for him to like actually put out what the figure collectors themselves want and what everyone else has been telling him?
Well, here's the thing. It kind of like mentioning Toy Fair, he did show off, like, here's the thing. McFarlane, he somewhat listens to the fan, because I know a lot of people have, when the line first started, he used to do a lot of plastic capes, and they were stuck in a static position where they looked like they were blown in the wind. A lot of fans, including myself, hated that. And he switched to the wired cloth capes now. So now,
I'll definitely give him that.
Yeah, so all the Superman and Batman figures now have cloth wired capes. But here's another thing, is that he mainly sticks to releasing mostly Batman and Superman characters. He doesn't really do a lot of like Justice League characters or like, Wonder Woman villains. Like, I don't think we've ever gotten like a what's his name? The God of War, whatever. What's his name?
Ares?
Ares. I haven't seen an Ares figure. I've seen some Flash rogues, like, Captain Cold, Reverse Flash. He does like some Flash here and there, but
villains.
A little bit of Aquaman, but I feel like he's missing out on a lot of other characters. Although he is, again, mentioning Toy Fair, he showed off a few characters, like a new Supergirl. We actually got a really good Superman coming out. Like, I think it's based on the Super Friends one, but it looks really good. Like cloth wire cape, the head sculpt looks fine. If I can find out, I'll send it to you.
You know what else? He also announced that he's doing Ninja Turtles. I don't know what versions. I think it's like the original comic, and there is a render picture of it, which doesn't look too bad. And then he also revealed a few figures from the classic Mortal Kombat game, which they look meh.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, just for like a little bit. I do think that figure companies should have like a balance. I don't think that you should fully listen to fans all the time when it comes to making products, because guess what?
Yeah.
Fans are not always right. Fans don't always know exactly what they want.
It's true.
You know, like I think that there's a good middle ground in which you can meet the demand that the fans are trying to convey, and then there's that area in which you make the better decisions that you know would actually please the fans, and not specifically going exactly with what they want. You know, with what they claim they say. What they claim and what they mean can be two very different things. I think that everyone can agree that they want figures to fit into certain scales. They want things to be well sculpted. They want things to have articulation. But
that's one of the problems with McFarlane is the scaling issue. Like he does not do, like, I don't know why, but like he'll have characters are taller. Like Batman would be taller than Superman, or like Wonder Woman or Supergirl would be
but like
shorter than Batman.
There's always those areas, I would say, when producing a figure in which you would have to cut corners in order to make things like work. And that's what I mean is that, like, if you're not going to be able to please everyone, but you can please the majority. And that's where I just want to make sure that it's not really like on that level where, oh, all McFarlane has to do is just like fully listen to fans. I think that just following that middle ground would be better.
No, it's like when fans are like, say, cloth wired capes, they kept asking, he finally did it. You know, like when it's a specific thing they keep requesting, that's when I think you should listen to fans. Like when a face sculpt looks jacked up, like one of those Aquaman figures, I forgot which one, but his face looks so bad, you could tell it was reused from another character, and they just threw a different mold of hair on him, and it just looks so bad. Like some of the faces look bad. That Superman does look good though. I was looking at it. It's like a classic comic version Superman.
Yeah, with the black outline for the S. That one looks good. But the other Superman that is like a 2-pack with the Godzilla, because I guess there's like a Godzilla King Kong like comic that crossed over to DC or something like that. And he has
my bad.
The hell was that?
My bad.
I think you let one rip.
That's the Vine Boom sound effect. That's my bad.
That's the sound he made when he saw the Superman, because the Superman looks so bad.
Like doo-doo?
Yeah, like I think I showed you guys on Instagram the one with the mouth open. He's like, the sculpt looks so bad. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
and Benny, I know you said you bought the King Kong and Batman. Do you regret your purchase?
I think I do.
He thought about it. He's like, you know what? Yeah.
Are you going to buy the Godzilla and Superman? Because I know you're a huge Godzilla fan, hence your name. But
I'll buy it, but I won't be happy about it.
The Godzilla and Kong are a bit bigger, right?
Yeah. The Godzilla and Kong are a lot bigger.
They're like the size of his
bad. Okay, I mean the Godzilla and Kong probably won't be too bad. They're not going to be like.
But their articulation is limited. It's like they only have like what 4 or 5 points of articulation.
That's what. Oh God!
And just so people know what we're talking about with this Superman, this is what we're talking about. This is what
that's the one. That's the one.
That's the.
All right, I think we should step away from McFarlane and head over to Hasbro. I mean,
okay.
There's
just to wrap up the McFarlane segment. Just saying that we don't know what Mattel's gonna their release is gonna be like. I'm assuming it's going to be better than what they previously had in the years before, because I know
they 5-6 years since
the
lines.
Because I've seen some videos of the older DC figures, and I saw they didn't have like double jointed like elbows. They had and
they had the weird crotch
Yeah.
Thing.
So
yeah,
hopefully at this point, because I know Mattel's killing it with like what their Masters of
of
Universe.
the Universe.
Yeah. So
they've gotten better. Yeah.
So
sure.
hopefully, I'm hopefully optimistic for the future. Is this going to be the end of McFarlane's stuff in general? No, he's definitely going to be doing Spawn, and I think he's still going to do those Marvel statues because he still has a contract with them. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of.
This is why he's announcing new lines like the Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So. But you're going into TMNT, you're going to have a lot to deal with because NECA has that shit on lock.
Aren't there like 20 lines of TMNT? Like
within NECA, that, like, they have so many.
NECA's like the only, I would say NECA's TMNT is probably like the one of the only things where it's like that keeps NECA. Wait, no, a second. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
It really is. Oh, no, I'm not talking Playmates.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
talking
thinking
NECA,
Playmates. Never mind.
Well, yeah, them, but even NECA, like their TMNT is definitely their most popular line. They like put their other lines on hold. They don't really make Predators. I love collecting those figures. They barely release them now, and it's like, dude, it's such a shame. Like, don't just forget everything. Like, we might get one Predator now per year when we used to get like a ton of them.
It used to be so many Predators and so many
aliens. Yeah, Xenomorph. Yep. And now we the last.
You barely get anything. I was legitimately surprised to see the alien Romulus Xenomorph get a figure at all.
And they don't do horror stuff that much anymore. They did show some new horror stuff and new Ninja Turtle stuff, like the 2012 Turtles, which looked really good. The only other options were Rivaltech and Playmates.
One of these days, I'm gonna go and buy a NECA figure because I saw a RoboCop figure. I love RoboCop.
Oh yeah.
And I want, I want to own one. I want to own a NECA figure.
They make
especially the alien ones.
They really do make good figures. They are like the McFarlane scale, but I mean, they make some cool stuff, and they're not like their articulation's pretty good. But their detail and our accessories is really their selling point. Go ahead, Heesh.
I was gonna say, so for right now, before we completely switch gears, I think it'd be a good idea. I think we should read a few of these comments. Like while we're still talking about McFarlane before moving on over to Hasbro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
because I just saw Virtual Dave. Sorry, I'm like skipping ahead, but he said McFarlane does listen to fans. Remember the side eyes, and that is true. He used to do a lot of side eyes on his figures. I don't know for what reason. But he did stop them because a lot of fans were complaining, like, wait, you're only giving us one head sculpt. They're all looking to the side. We want our faces to look straight ahead. I mean, why would... And it was something where it's like, oh, well, it's better for, like, photography and it gives more life to the figure. And it's like, dude... Come on, it's like you're giving us a limited amount of posing when they're looking to the side.
That's what I say when Figuart says that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Figuarts at least gives you a ton of alternate faces. You know what I mean? So you're not stuck with that one. McFarlane would just give you the one head sculpt.
Yeah. So it's like it's even more annoying, frustrating with that.
Yeah, so you're stuck with it. Like I don't mind a side eye, just one of them on a Figuarts, because you're getting 4, 5, 6 faces. So I don't really mind.
So one of the comments from hold on, I was reading for female figures. Oh yeah, so Super Figures, what's going on? Said that for female figures looks as SH Figuarts, their Sakura and Anya sell well. So okay, he's saying that the Anya and the Sakura from Figuarts sell pretty well, which I actually did not know that.
Yeah, he's saying like female figures, basically the McFarlane comment, like all female figures don't sell well. He's saying like, no, look, they do sell well.
They do. All the boneless figures sold incredibly well.
Yeah, because a bunch of people need boneless. Bulma's is a great example, I would say.
Yeah, Android 18, Android 21. They do sell well. You just gotta make the figures good.
I would say it's not even just because of that. It's also partially because of the fact that it's Dragon Ball. That
Yeah, that too. But
that's the big.
But also look at Hasbro with the Marvel Legends. I mean, like Black Widow. What was it? The Black Widow that came out like 2 years ago. Vinny, I think you have it. I
do have it. It's the Target exclusive classic Black Widow.
Yeah, that was like what? That was like what? $25, $30. It came like with a lot of accessories.
Yeah,
$25. Yeah, it came $25, and it came with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I remember that.
It also had the upgraded articulation, like the ab crunch and the double hinged elbows.
Yeah.
One of the comments from MacLad said, "Remember his BAB wave instead of a Build-A-Figure wave? He wanted collectors
that shit was so dumb.
Build a Batmobile.
God, it was so dumb.
I didn't know he was doing something like that.
But it was like a Micro Machine size.
Yeah,
it was so stupid. Like, why would I want that?
And the thing is, he sometimes still has those Build-A-Figures. Like the Dark Knight wave had like where you buy all the wave and you build the Bane, but then he releases the Bane later down the line. I think it was only exclusive to McFarlane Toys, which is another thing that he has these exclusive figures that.
But he did that with the Dark Knight Returns comic wave where you
build a horse.
You build a horse, yeah. Like that stuff wasn't bad, but the build a vehicle or whatever it was like, what? I could just buy like a what's the little cars company? Not Micro Machines.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I could just buy a Hot Wheels Bat Pod or Batmobile instead.
Or what is it? Like Spin Masters or Jada Toys. Jada Toys,
like he's giving you unnecessary accessories. Like, why don't you give another set of hands or two and another head sculpt? You know what I mean? So
is McFarlane still doing those action figure NFTs?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he still is.
Yeah, I remember when we first heard about that, we thought it was the most ridiculous thing in the whole world. Let's see. Ghost Tab said, "Hello, what's up, bro? Infinite 1985. If Mattel makes 6-inch DC figures, they may be on par with Legends." Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna scale with them, and they updated their figures by now, so they're gonna turn out a lot better than how they used to be. I mean, they're okay for their time. Mark Ladd, Mattel has improved. Yep. Look at what they're doing.
Well, I don't know what
icons.
Yeah, the DC icons, 6-inch DC figures, bro. They sold well.
Wait, that's not Mattel. That's DC Collectibles.
But it's an example of.
Oh yeah. Those I was buying because they're in scale with what I was collecting. Sadly, the line died out though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bad example then.
Yeah.
Then the last thing DC Collectibles released was the zombie DC hero.
Yeah, I saw one at Walmart like 2 weeks ago. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I would never find, it was so hard to find DC icons in any other local store other than like if I went to a comic book store. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the thing with them too. Like they didn't really, you couldn't find them besides comic book stores.
Super Figure says, "Did you see the Daredevil that was revealed today?" Yes.
Yeah, we are going to talk about that very soon.
Let's make that our segue to Marvel Legends. Because that Daredevil figure, I saw that that figure looks great.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, but a lot of people were complaining that they didn't reveal it at Toy Fair, but they probably only had the render these pictures available at the time. That's probably why it wasn't at Toy Fair. But I do like that cable accessory they gave you with the Billy Clubs.
I think that one is a reuse from.
I hope it's not.
I think that it is because that looks like
this. I can confirm that is a reuse from the Daredevil Bullseye and Elektra 3-pack.
Yeah, and I think they used the same one for the 2-pack for Hydra Man and Daredevil.
Is that a wired effect or is it like sculpted in?
It's sculpted.
Oh man,
it's sculpted.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid that it's not bendy wire. Yeah, the cable.
Yeah, it's not bendy wire. Come on, we know Marvel Hasbro isn't on that level.
Well, time for Sean. Time for you to make some bendy wire for it and sell.
I will say this.
Get some money.
Thought about doing that.
I will say this. Someone pointed out how the new Daredevil suit looks like it's missing something, and it's missing the double D's. And if you look at his chest, there's the double D's, the double D logo.
I was thinking like articulation. Like, what are you talking about?
Get your mind out of the gutter.
No, I was thinking articulation. Like, I thought.
Yeah, you were thinking about the articulation, all right. Want to know how they move up and down?
What point of chest articulation is that?
It goes side to side, and
he's missing the logo on his chest. Like I don't know. Like, what do you mean he's missing the double D?
Champ, are you talking about the picture of the actor in the suit, and someone was making a joke about like he finally has his TDs on it?
No, I'm saying that if you look at the figure and then look at the actual suit from the show, which by the way, the suit came out today. I don't know if anyone's seen it. No spoilers.
The suit, yeah.
But it's missing that logo, and it looks compared to like the Netflix one, it's like, oh, okay, I can see like, you know, they couldn't really work that in.
Wait, did the Netflix one have it?
It did not have it. Nope.
Yeah. The one usually they put it up here. That was
looks like he's like
that was Ben Affleck. Come on, my nipple isn't all the way up here. But yeah, he'd have it like where like your heart is pretty much.
Yeah, that was the Ben Affleck one. But honestly, they need to bring that back. They need to bring back the logo. But I'm glad they are bringing back the Netflix or the releasing a Netflix figure, because that old one is so much money.
Yeah, and it's really like it really wasn't that great of a figure. It was meh, and it's definitely not worth the price that it's going for now. But if you said this one is on that 3-pack Daredevil body, this should be a badass figure then.
Yeah. So. I'm trying to think, was there anything else released at Marvel Legends? Because I know they showed
an unmasked Hobgoblin.
That was Marvel Select.
Oh, that was Marvel Select.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only new reveal for Marvel Legends at Toy Fair was the X-Force Archangel.
Oh yeah.
There is
Apocalypse version or the Horseman one.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I will say that so there's a bit of an update on the Maximum Series Spider-Man. So there was a collector I think it was D Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. So he actually went and got to hold the figure and pose it around and everything like that. He was saying that the figure is genuinely a good Spider-Man figure overall. Like, I'm not sure about that, but like
it might not be bad, but I don't know. I'd
seeing
rather
the figure in motion,
figure that out for myself.
Yeah, but seeing the figure in motion and him holding it, it does seem to be like genuinely like a fun figure to actually articulate around it.
It probably is. We're not saying that it's not.
But the weird thing is that he said that the painted web lines is actually a better choice than sculpted. I'm not sure where he's getting at with that, and that's what's got me confused.
No.
For the $50,
he might be
maximum?
like backed by Hasbro, so I wouldn't really, go too much.
But I mean, he criticizes Hasbro like a ton in his reviews.
I saw that it looked like a little height comparison with the Maximum Spider-Man, and he's as tall as the Amazing Fantasy.
I saw that.
So,
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I did not know that. I thought it was gonna be a bit taller.
So he's shorter than the basic Marvel Legends.
He's shorter than your Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, which Renew Your Vows is tall. He's like a tall Spidey.
So
I mean, technically, isn't Spider-Man really not that tall?
If we use the Bucky Cat body as reference, is he taller or shorter than that?
You're going way back.
Okay, Hyperion body. Wait, that's even farther back. Pizza Spidey.
Pizza Spidey?
You have that one, champ.
In terms of Pizza Spidey scale, would he be taller or shorter than Pizza Spidey?
Man.
I think he would be around the same size.
Yeah, I think because I know Pizza. I'm looking at him right now. I think he might be a little bit taller because he has longer legs. Oh, the Pizza Spider, I mean. But
it's I don't have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, so it's if that's the same size, you'd put that up next to the Pizza Spider. You can figure it out.
Yeah, but no, Renew Your Vows is a lot taller than Amazing Fantasy. So the McFarlane, the Maximum is going to be shorter than Renew Your Vows.
I'm fine with that.
I will say this about the Maximum series Spider-Man, because I was not able to talk about it on the show when you guys talked about it. Nothing is ever going to justify that $50 price. Nothing. No. This could be the best Spider-Man figure in the world, and that price would still not be justified. In my opinion, I think this will be a great Spider-Man figure in its own right, but it's going to be held back by the whole level of controversy it was surrounded it, and it still is surrounded it, because the Marvel Legends community still kills each other over the Spider-Man figure.
I gotta disagree because we have Mafex. Mafex is they have their Spider-Man figures at $100, and those sell pretty well. Like I would say
I think he's talking about
them,
Marvel Legends.
Oh, I was gonna say Champ's probably gonna pull his out and then show like
I had
they justify the price.
I had that. I had that
you
one.
Priced it. Yeah, do you think that they justify
but
the price?
He's talking about Vinny's talking about Marvel Legends and Marvel Legends collectors in general.
Well, if Marvel Legends was to, for example, introduce new engineering, like let's say that they have like the ball,
I think
it
would definitely be worth it. Yeah,
there's definitely the possibility of making the figure worth it.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, as Hasbro is right now with their current tactics, I can see why you'd say that, but to say that like, oh, they can make this the best Spider-Man figure in the world and it still wouldn't be justified. Well, I mean, that's like that's.
Oh, you're talking about that. I mean, they could as their own. I wouldn't. Hasbro will never be on par with imports. That's simple. They will never be on par with them.
Well, here's the question:
could they make a good $50 Spider-Man figure? Of course they can. But the painted lines, I feel like, is still a cheap way out. The accessories, I think, is great. The articulation does look like it's going to be a fun figure, but they could have re-engineered stuff and added new, like, updated articulation. Maybe they're still early in those stages, and that's why we don't see too much new engineering to it. Maybe a couple points here and there, but I mean, it is overall probably going to be a fun figure.
But still, though, like, okay, for example, like import companies, would you say that they are justified at the price point that they are put at? Like, this is a question for both you and Champ and Vinny. I don't know if you got any of the
Spider-Man figures. Like Mafex?
Yeah, Vinny. I do have a lot of Mafex Spider-Man figures, and I would honestly say. Some of them, no. I also don't think some of them are justified in the $100 price tags. I think that's still a little bit too steep for a 6-inch Spider-Man
pricey.
figure.
Yeah, Mafex is pricey. Even like Figure Arts with their
Figure Arts. Yeah, Figure Arts is also pricey, and Figure Arts and Mafex does make great Spider-Man stuff, like fantastic, amazing Spider-Man stuff. No pun intended. Like their black suit Spider-Man from Mafex. That's one of my favorite Spider-Man figures of all time. And it was on one of my top 10 figures of the year lists.
Yeah.
So, but I think I also said in that video, the price was still too steep for me. So that's why I coined and said this could be the best Spider-Man figure of all time. It could be theoretically, but for justifying that price, I don't see that happening because. $50 for a Marvel Legend, that's still way too steep.
Well, I mean, if Mafex figures were to start selling their Spider-Man figures for like $50 a piece, well then, theoretically, I'm just saying is that it could work. But I do see your point. It's like in the state that Hasbro is right now. Yeah, I'm siding with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like out of all the Spider-Man figures, Mafex probably has made my favorite 1/12 scale Spider-Man figures around.
I will say that they are, like, I agree that they are a little bit too expensive because considering how tight the wrist joints can be and it can break easily, you're paying like what, $80 to $100 for, an import figure and it breaks on you. Now I'm gonna watch it. Someone's gonna write in the comments you should have taken better care of your toys and put some hot water on that bitch.
Oh yeah, sure. Just like how I was messing with the SH Figure Arts My Hero Academia and crack.
Yeah.
Ooh, Deku?
Yeah, Deku. No! The wrist broke. And want to know the weird thing? It happened after I completed my review. It happened after I completed my review of the damn thing.
Yeah, you're probably like, shit.
Okay.
And I had to contact Bandai to get a replacement for it.
You got it from Bluefin?
Yeah, for the United States.
What are they? They're not called Bluefin anymore, I don't think, right?
No, they're known as Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles.
Yeah, they're great with replacements.
That is my bad. Okay, I thought my mic was off.
You're fired. You're fired. Okay. Champ, you need Mafex's email because they will send you a replacement, like wrist joints or that part of the arm.
Well, I already bought a replacement wrist joint from D-Star Toys. He makes replacement wrist joints and they work perfectly. You just have to heat up the arm a little bit so it will fit in there snugly.
There you go.
But yeah, they actually go to him if you want to some wrist joints. He has a website, dsoretoys.com. Honestly, he has some really good placements. But I want to read this real quick. This comment. But I want to read this comment from Virtual Dave 26. He says, "Why do people want sculpted lines on Spidey's suit for a comic version, especially sculpted into the body? It made sense for the live action suits." For me, I just like if a Spider-Man has like sculpted web lines, it just kind of brings out more detail in the figure and doesn't make it look so plain. I don't know that. I just always like that extra layer of detail where it makes the web lines like stick out more, you know,
like what Mafex does. And figure
out the sculpted web line. I'm sorry, go on.
No, you go. You go.
I was about to say the sculpted web lines on a Spider-Man figure. Okay, how do I put it? It gives the figure more depth.
Yeah,
it gives the figure more depth.
I would say that the biggest reason in general is because not just from the reasons that you guys provided, but because of the fact that we have the famous Todd McFarlane Spider-Man from Toy Biz from way back when, which is one of the most popular Spider-Mans even till today. And that figure had all that articulation. It had the sculpted lines, and it was a staple. I think that just seeing as how well that figure still holds up today goes to show just how much of a difference like sculpts like that can make. And I think a lot of people have been wanting to sort of receive a more modernized version of that figure. And still to this day, we really can't say that we got something like that yet. I think that the Maximum Spider-Man was going to be the closest thing to getting that. But because of like them going and doing the paint apps and all of the missed opportunities that they had in making that Spider-Man, it doesn't feel like we're at that level yet for the modernized McFarlane look that we've been wanting.
Yeah. Like this Wolverine from Deadpool 3 from Marvel Legends, for example. This blue part is like a separate sculpted piece on there, you know? And then this one here is just painted on. I don't know. When it's just painted, it seems a little cheap. But when you add that added sculpt, it does bring out more detail. I just feel like it adds more depth to the figure. He has a really nice texture throughout his suit as well. I mean, Marvel Legends can do it. It's not like they can't. I feel like they're just, I don't know. To me, it's like they're taking a cheaper way out and trying to make it so they can get more money out of something where they don't have to pay as much. I know how big companies work. That's what they do. They try to figure out how to make something really as cheap as they can.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where, despite everything that's been said about that Spider-Man has sold out on Hasbro Pulse, on Big Bad Toy Store,
yeah.
on I don't know about Amazon, but like it's sold out all over the place. And for people who are gonna get that figure, who's gonna enjoy it, I'm happy for you. But it does kind of like, it is one of those cases where I think most people that get it, they're getting it because if it's good, they'll keep it. But if it's not, they can sell it and probably sell it for more right after. Because how many Spider-Man fans there are out there.
And I'll put it this way too: if I wanted to get a Spider-Man figure right now, and I had an option between to get the Maximum Series Marvel Legends Spider-Man or get like the Mafex comic version one that Champ has, did you buy that one off me, Champ? Yeah, right.
Which one? No Way Home.
Oh, you got that one off me. But for me, I would always pick Mafex over Hasbro if Hasbro is gonna do their Spider-Man figures like almost like a Marvel Legends. You know, I'm always gonna pick that import over domestic.
Thing is, Mac Lad, he says CT is a good alternative if you want Mafex Spideys, and I don't own a CT Toys figure yet, but I do want to get one because they have a bootleg of the Mafex. The first Amazing Spider-Man, and that's so expensive.
I want to get that. I knew that there was bootlegs of it, but I didn't know that there was a CT, like there was a branded like company, CT Toys, who was
that's like demoniacal fits.
Mm-hmm.
They not only do they make Mafex like third party or bootlegs, but they also make Amazing Yamaguchi
Yeah, they're starting to, I believe. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So,
and it looks like
I'll give them a try. They're like $20 on AliExpress. So
yeah, and it looks like they make good bootlegs. Like it really looks like how these Dragon Ball third-party companies have been. So you know what? I might grab me one or two, especially with that price. You're paying less than a freaking Marvel Legends, or the same after shipping. You know, I feel like that might even be better than like just buying Marvel Legends, getting the CT toy stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much it for Marvel Legends, right?
Yeah. Do we have any? I do have something else I want to talk about, but like, okay, Black Series stuff, Star Wars.
Yeah, they just showed stuff they already announced, pretty much.
Okay, then
I know that there's a couple of reveals from Super 7 and Haya Toys.
Oh yeah, Haya Toys. They're jumping into 112.
Not only that, Haya Toys revealed a couple of Godzilla figures, which was Mecha King Ghidorah, which looks fantastic, and it revealed a new MonsterVerse King Ghidorah, which is MonsterVerse Ghidorah 2.0.
Nice. Oh. And those, when you get them, they're almost like 1/12 scale, right? The monsters like that.
Yeah, they're pretty much in the general 6-inch scale. Except Haya is around the 7-inch scale, so the figures are a little bit bigger.
Oh, they're a little bigger. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah, because they usually make like, is it 1/18 or 1/8? Wait, what scale? Because they're doing like Predators. Yeah, they do smaller scales, and I don't like smaller scale stuff. I prefer like the 6.5 inch. Or 1/12 scale. But they are jumping into 1/12 scale with, I mean, they're doing like TV show stuff like Breaking Bad figures, which look really cool. They have cloth clothing, and then they're doing some Walking Dead stuff, and then
they're also doing RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. But they're using like cloth goods and stuff, and they look really cool.
We have a couple
they look really good, yeah.
We have a couple of replies to the previous thing about the web lines. Well, one from comment from Virtual Dave 26 again. But he said, but I mean, the lines aren't sculpted in his suit in the comics at all. The Andrew and Toby Marvel Legends have raised webs, and that works. I think I see what he's saying, because like then if there's the sculpted web lines on Spider-Man in the comics and such, then he wouldn't be able to wear the suit underneath his clothing, and it wouldn't like fold out in the same exact way.
You know, the crazy part about that is it's not even real. Fuck, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, like any suit could really look like that in comic books, you know.
I mean, it's just think about it this way. It's just a matter of preference, you know. Like, it's when someone, you know, it's not. I don't mind if it has webbed, like sculpted webs or not. You know, I just want a good Spider-Man figure. So
yeah.
I need to get this out of the way since we are talking about Demonical Fit. Like right now, we finally are at an end of an era. An end of an era, because if you remember, this was the first episode. This was the first episode that Champ had been on. Him and Sean came in. Sean plays, and I said one very specific comment from Demonical Fit. I said I didn't really care about getting their Super Saiyan 4 Goku, since we already have the one from Figures. But I am interested in that rock. And ever since then, we've had that joke all across the podcast where we're saying, hopefully we can get this rock and get the boy his rock. And now finally,
he got his rock.
After all these years, yes, I finally have the rock. This is the best thing from this company.
It's a boulder. It's a rock.
It's a boulder. It's a rock.
You didn't even want the figure. You just wanted the rock.
Bro, I could have made you a rock, man.
No, okay, but I like it would just been like a joke for a while. The thing is, I could have gotten the rock from the Black Hole Toys version of this, but like the reason why I went for the figure arts was because I liked that it had the Super Saiyan Kid Goku head sculpts that only came with Demonical Fit. I was like, yeah, I want that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get them all at the same time. And actually, I want to give a big thanks to the J Customs on Instagram, because he sold this a lot, like with the Kid Goku. Now the thing is, this Kid Goku comes with everything except for the Kamehameha effect. So I technically don't have a complete Kid Goku, but man, I love, like, I'm just gonna say is that this figure overall, like I see why this was a #1 on Champ's list for the top figures of last year. Like this figure is so underrated. I was really genuinely surprised. Oh, and by the way, another thing that came in the lot, this big old dragon fist effect. This is insane.
Is it articulated?
It is articulated. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's from a customizer or something?
I don't know where it's from. It's just something I saw floating around on AliExpress. I never actually bought it, but like this was in the lot, so I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. That is articulated and everything.
Yeah,
nice.
big thanks to J Customs. And oh, one other thing. Yesterday, like another thing I got the other day was these special custom pegs from AFF Customs, and one of the things he included was these special Broly pegs. And so because of these pegs
for the Beast Deity,
for the Beast Deity's Broly, and bro, the heads were just, like so hard to actually get on. I couldn't even get it on with like a normal peg. As a matter of fact, like I still have to
get it on.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: he's not the only one having trouble with that. I've seen a lot of people on Instagram saying like, "Oh, they can't get the heads on."
Yeah, like I still have the peg over here from like that you were supposed to get on that figure. So definitely, I would say this, like, not only is that overall a better and easier peg to put on the Broly figure, but it's also a slightly taller and actually makes the head sit on the overall body better.
Yeah.
So you're getting actually...
It does look much better with the extended peg.
Yeah, let me just grab the Broly figure here real quick.
Man, I swear to God, when 5K eventually has the extra stock, I'm going for that Super Saiyan 3 Broly. I regret not fucking pre-ordering that shit. I missed out.
Like, I will say
they're gonna have a lot of extra.
I do kind of need to do a video on like or something on this Broly, but like I noticed one specific thing, and like that's the because I was holding it around from us. There's like this area right over here underneath like the armpit where the two rubber pieces of his chest connects. Because this whole
there's like a seam line.
Yeah, there's a seam line, and I think it's held together by glue. I think it's slightly coming apart right there, so you'd have to like re-glue it. So I'm kind of nervous. I'm really nervous about that.
Don't put too much stress on it.
Yeah, I'm not. I was only putting stress on it when I was trying to get this stupid head on, and I didn't even realize there was a seam line there.
That's something that always worried me about Storm collectibles, and then the paint would chip off sometimes.
Yeah, like a lot of people like said a lot of great things about this Broly, and I'm sure that this Broly is a good figure, but it loses a ton of points because of just how hard it is to get the actual head on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like now you're making Vinny want to show off his new stuff.
Nah, he had that earlier.
Yeah, what you got there, Vinny?
This is the SH Monster Arts Shibo. This is the United States release. I just got it in the mail earlier today. And I bought this.
Man, you gotta have a lot of shelf space with all your Godzilla stuff.
Especially this one.
Yeah.
This is not even a Monster Arts. It's actually a bootleg. It is a bootleg of a Monster Arts that doesn't exist yet.
Interesting.
I don't know why for some reason I thought you were gonna say it's a bootleg of a bootleg. I'm like...
but this is not the original figure. I actually gave this a custom paint job. It was not gold at all, so I painted it, airbrushed it with a pearlized gold, a bright bronze, and I gave it a black wash to bring out the details. And I plan to make I plan to post a video about the process painting this figure on my channel. So if you're subscribed to my channel, be on the lookout for that.
Yes, if you're not following Vinny on his channel, go do so now. Heesh will put the link in there.
Let me grab it.
Yeah.
Making me work over here while I'm holding figures. Good, thank you.
Yeah, you need to start working. Stop playing with your figures.
I did get Ace, and I'm telling you, man, they really did kill it with Ace. A lot of new engineering going on with his articulation, like up at the shoulders. There's like these new joints. Then the legs, they shift down under the pants.
So they do? Okay.
So you can bend it around his shorts. So I'm wondering if Luffy will eventually have that type of articulation instead of them cutting out the back.
Link right here in the chat.
Really good figure.
Okay.
Really
nice.
good.
I will say this to Chef R.D. Harris. I actually think that AFF's custom pegs are the definitive way of making these Broly heads work. Like I don't think that anyone should even get like mess with this Broly until they get those pegs. It's actually that bad. It's like I don't want people to break their figures.
They have the real metal earrings for his ears.
Yeah, I love that. You can actually like put them in, like they're easy. Chef, yeah, he said that like you hate putting those damn earrings. Yeah, I actually almost lost one of them. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't that difficult. But I see why it could be annoying.
Yeah. Should we continue with Toy Fair and the new figure reveals?
Yeah, let's continue. The rock jokes are over.
Went a little off track, showing off new figures.
This was talking about kind of, well, I guess they're not really Toy Fair news, but they did come up around during this time. Since we're talking about Dragon Ball, the new Piccolo, that was
adult one.
Yeah, Daima Piccolo
with a cloth
cape.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
controversial. This one's kind of controversial.
I don't like how skinny he looks.
Yeah, you got some people who don't like it, some people do. To me, there's just something that's off about it.
It feels like there's less sculpting and depth on the actual figure. Like I know that they say that they're adapting the Daima style, but
which I do see in the upper legs. If you look up a picture, his pants do look like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's so bland looking. Like there's no shading at all. And I don't want people saying like, "Oh, Dragon Ball characters don't have shading." Go look, they do. You look up adult Daima Piccolo, you're gonna see shading on him. So there's no reason for them not to add shading, especially when it looks that plain. I feel like shading definitely would have really added to it. Some people don't really give a shit about shading. Me personally, I love shading because it's another thing that really brings out the detail in these figures and make your figure look better.
It helps the figure pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's just a very weird decision how they went about making it.
What do you guys think of the knee joints? That's the really big controversial thing about that and the
I understand where everybody is coming from with the knee joints, but am I in the wrong here for saying it's not a big deal?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal to me. And if you look at him, it looks like he gets more range on that compared to the last two Piccolos we got.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, if this is supposed to improve articulation, I don't think it's worth complaining about. Like, in my opinion, it's not that much of a big deal to where it ruins the figure. It doesn't ruin the figure.
No. Like, the SH Figure Arts Sabo and Luffy have single jointed knees. Buzzmod have single jointed knees. Revoltech has single jointed knees. And look at them. You could still get great range with single jointed knees. So I don't know if it's just that because they're single jointed or people don't like the way it looks because it could look like an eyesore in a way, which I understand, but it doesn't bother me as much as it's bothering other people. What about you, Keish or Champ?
It's like I think that the thing that I would actually wait for this figure, and I'm at for actual reviews of it, because in terms of the overall appearance, it actually has less of a profile than even the 3.0 knees. Like on the 3.0 knees, you can actually see the joints and such with it, right? You can see how the knees work. You can see how the articulation is. Like you can see that, okay, like here, for example, there's bending and such, but there's only like on these new pairs of knees, there's only like one like fold at the knees. And they and they still seem to look like knees. I think it's just one of those things where you have to like wait for more pictures and more reviews or something like that to end up getting used to it. But I realized actually one of the issues with this Piccolo, and this wasn't conveyed as much. He looks like a kid in an adult's body.
Yeah. I think it's because of those vibrant colors and just I think it's the Daima look, because even the Goku and Vegeta. I
can see a lot of people customizing this to make it look like the end of Dragon Ball Piccolo for the Tenkaichi Budokai, considering how like young he looked. I think with me is what looks off for me from the legs, and I'm just like looking at these other Piccolos. Oh my god, everything's falling. Oh my god. I think it's because look how baggy the pants look. You know, I think that's a big is the way it's sculpted, because it just like it's very Well, yeah, I mean, of course, it's basing it off the show. But my point is, like, when it's basing it off the show and it's a 1-to-1, I think it's just the design in general. You know,
that's what I think it is, the design. I do like though that he has a cloth wired cape.
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah. I don't know. He just looks a little skinny compared to this Piccolo. I might buy it. Is it confirmed to be a general release?
I'm pretty sure it will be.
I think it's a general release. Yeah, it's a general release. It's not a web exclusive.
Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't think it's on. No, because did he go up for pre-order already or not yet?
Yeah, he's up for pre-order.
Yeah, pre-orders open March 4th. He's
March 4th. So today. Okay, yeah, he is. He's on Ami right here. So yeah.
Actually, I just noticed something. He has he has a rubber crotch piece.
Wait, what?
How do you know that?
Because look at how you can see how it's moving at the legs. Right? I don't know how well this is gonna come across, but look at this picture specifically on your phones, and then you can kind of see it's like it's the plastic is moving in that area.
I mean, that helps because then it doesn't restrict articulation as much. It does look like he does have better movement, possibly from the legs down. But a lot of people are also complaining about that torso joint. You guys see that? That kind of looks odd. Like, you see like where the cut is, and like it looks like there's a hinge like right above his waistband.
It almost kind of seems like the poses that they gave him, like it suggests that he doesn't have as much of an ab crunch.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and I think that's another thing people don't like, and the cape's covering it a lot too.
I don't see him on Premium Bandai yet, so
you can get him on Ami. He goes up for pre-order at 9:00 p.m. tonight.
Oh, okay.
And
so
he's
6 o'clock for me.
Oh, he's only going to be like $50-ish. How in the hell is this going to be cheaper than the goddamn kid one? That's what I'm talking about, man.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Oh, sorry, I was reading the comments. What did he say?
He's 6,600 yen, so that's going to be around like $50-ish. And the kid one,
the adult one's going to be cheaper than the kid?
According to Ami. Or around the same.
I knew he was going with that, bro.
How does that make sense? That's why I stopped buying the kid ones, because they really are effing us with that price tag, man.
To be honest, I'm passing on the kid Piccolo because he really didn't do much as a kid. No, so
he's just basically one of those characters you would get as a kid just to display with Goku and Vegeta, but they don't. It's like
because they're like chibi, yay, cute. One thing I gotta say, let's done with the Piccolo. Anybody else want to say anything about Piccolo?
No.
I'll wait until I see reviews. If I do get him, I'm just getting him for the cape and maybe doing some customization.
Yeah. I lied. One more thing I want to say. He does, at the very least, with this Piccolo, he does seem to provide a better rounded array of facial expressions than the one from Dragon Ball Super.
The face sculpts do look really good. Yeah. That's something else.
I thought you were going to say the one from Z. I'm like, dude, are you high?
Yeah, if we could take.
So
I've said this ever since they released the first 3.0 Piccolo with the lipstick, right? And then they released the superhero Piccolo. I was saying, okay, we can just swap the heads on these Piccolos, and you just basically get like the perfect Piccolo. You can if you get the exact same.
Those greens match.
Those
greens.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, theoretically, if this Piccolo is made with the same technology, and you can move it, you can swap the heads on this one as well, and the greens match.
I don't know. He's more of a brighter. I'm looking at it now. He is way more of a brighter green.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
So then, ultimately, I would say that the best Piccolo overall would be the Dragon Ball Super Superhero Piccolo with the first with the cloth cape from the. Like, if you go to Daredevil 19's...
Oh.
Go to Daredevil 19's Shopify and get a Piccolo cloth cape and... Oh, wait.
Yeah, you can, but he doesn't have his turban, so some people might not like the look of him not having his turban on. I mean, you can still put the cape on him without the turban. But I want to jump into this Tony Chopper. I was afraid he was going to be like $60, $70.
I'm sorry, hold on. What is that? Whose music is that?
That's my mom's husband. He he likes
I
to
ain't trying to get us copyrighted, man.
Nah, you can barely hear it. But the Tony Chopper is only going to be around like $28-$30. I was
really,
yeah. I was afraid he was going to be like $50, $60, $70.
Man, why can't they just keep all of these kid figures, the smaller figures, in that price point? If they did that with Piccolo and they did that with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like that would all be
great Vegeta.
And no, especially Goma, especially with King Goma.
Why? How much is Goma?
He was like $70.
He's like not.
Oh,
yeah, it's like 70, $80.
Like the figure is literally I can already tell with the articulation, bro. He's worse than the pant. Like he literally is an egg. He's an egg-shaped character with just little limbs on him, and they want us to pay $70 for that.
I don't even like Goma as a character. I thought he was whack.
I thought he'd be funny. I thought he'd be a funny figure. So go ahead, Vinny.
What are you trying to say?
At Super Saiyan 4 Goku is also $70.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they got me by the balls on that one because anything Super Saiyan 4,
wait.
I'm gonna.
Why don't you just wait for the? If you wait for the adult one, you're gonna pay like.
No, I gotta have every Super Saiyan 4. Every Super Saiyan 4, I gotta have.
Well, that's your fault.
I have a dedicated shrine to Super Saiyan 4.
Dedicated shrine. This guy. A dedicated shrine.
I'm surprised. Like, listen, I'm surprised that third-party companies haven't even hopped on taking the Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure from Figuarts and just retooling it to make a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima.
They probably will. They just haven't revealed it yet. We're gonna get an adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and I know we're gonna get an adult version Super Saiyan 4.
Literally, all they have to do is just like retool these cups, like this part of the arm, and make him bigger and make him accurate. And then, actually, never mind. I forgot. They also have to fix up the chest area too.
Yeah, because the chest is different. It's like there's more.
They can probably reuse a few parts, but wait, what happened?
No, I thought I froze for a second.
Oh, that's why. All right.
But no, like all they have to do is make the pants orange, give him the Dragon Ball Z boots, change out the forearms, and then just fix the chest, and then there you go.
They can recolor it.
That'll be $90.
And they gotta recolor it. I mean, technically, the hairpiece for the new one for this one needs to be redone. But I think most people agree you can just you would pass on using this sculpt for a third-party figure.
You could, yeah. Also, they're reissuing. You guys would never have guessed this in the Dragon Ball line. We're getting a reissue of the Saiyan raised on Earth Goku. The 2.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta and the Saiyan Armor Trunks. So they're getting reissues.
Bruh.
That is depressing.
All right, so
here's a comment from Kuso. This is a comment from Kuso I want to bring up. I wonder when we're getting a Daima Bulma or a Super Bulma. I think we do. Like we mentioned earlier, we need more females in the line. We need more Bulma.
Weren't we saying we wanted an Android Saga Bulma or something? Weren't we talking
Android
about
Saga? I would take a Super Bulma with the coat on. Daima, I would take any. The only Bulmas we got were Kid Bulma from Dragon Ball, and then we got the Namek Bulma,
and
which...
What's crazy is we haven't even gotten a goddamn Chi-Chi. I know she's not a fan favorite, but, if you're a collector of this line, I think you want Goku's wife and Gohan's mother. Instead, they gave us the weird version we got in Dragon Ball.
The kid version?
She's a kid, yeah, and it's like...
They could give us Dragon Ball Chi-Chi when she was at the
tournament.
Budokai. Yeah. They could
Yeah.
give her that Chi-Chi, or at least the adult version from that's the Chi-Chi that I grew up with. That I remember the most is when Gohan was young and everything. And she had that purple.
Her classic.
Gion.
Yeah. So Figure Arts is still doing the Dan stuff, so they're doing the grandma. She's one of my favorite characters in the show. She's pretty badass. She's actually like around $50 and not too bad. So that's another one releasing soon. Then we're getting Adam. This to me, this was so random. Figure Arts just out of nowhere. Mark 6 Iron Man. Have we ever gotten a Mark 6 Iron Man from them?
I'm pretty sure we have.
Or we have. So it's more of a reissue then.
Yeah.
Let me just say, they just like with Tsunade, they managed to with that grandma to select the less revealing, the least most revealing clothing at
yeah.
Make sure there's like a coat around it.
You still see cleavage there though. I mean, they did make the character the ninja woman from Hell's Paradise, which she's very revealing, and that is a really good figure.
Oh yeah, like, that figure, bro. I'm surprised with that one.
Yuzaria, I believe her name is. But yeah, they did make her, and she wears a very revealing outfit. Yeah, but the Mark 6, I guess it's a reissue. And then lastly, still going with the Demon Slayer Figure Arts line, we're getting Zenitsu.
Oh yeah,
good job.
And he is going to be. People are wondering if he's going to be Tanjiro price, which was like $35, or Giyu Nezuko price, and he's going to be Giyu Nezuko price.
So yeah, and
so he's going to be like what, $70?
Like 65, 70, yeah.
And Super Figures reminded us the SH Figures is also doing a Prowler version of Miles from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I completely forgot about that. There's been so many releases lately.
I will say that movie, I don't know why, but the Spider-Man movies have a terrible track record of releasing their figures for any line, like either imports or local, just really late. Like, we're still getting No Way Home figures coming out. And we're supposed to get the Mayfix versions coming out this year, but they keep getting delayed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, they were supposed to come out like a month or two ago, but they've been delayed.
Mayfix a lot. Their stuff gets delayed, but they do announce it. You have companies like Mezco who don't say a damn word and lose a lot of customers for that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, they also showed off more of Akaza and Rengoku. They showed a little bit of them off.
Oh
yeah. Some figure photography.
Yeah, and then they're showing all the figures lined up. But the Akaza looks really nice. The blue on him is very vibrant for his like tattoos. I do like that vibrant look. But Rengoku looks really good too. His yellow and red's very vibrant as well. But
Super Figures, I understand they release stuff later to prevent spoilers, but come on, we're talking about like 2 to 3 years. Like, if you haven't watched the movie at that point, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Super Figures. He said that they release stuff later to prevent spoilers, talking about the Spider-Man movies. But if it's like a year or two later, like, come on.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Well, to be fair, I think it's that I think the reason as to why. So what happens is some figures are made before the movie.
Well, I can see it from a technical issue where they have to get the rights to make those figures.
Well, no, not even just the rights. It's the fact that they will actually start producing the figures after the movie is made. Some of these figures that they're in production and such years before the movie comes out. And a big example of this is like stuff with like, for example, the Civil War Spider-Man. When the Marvel Legends for that first came out, it did not look anything like what was actually in the MCU, and that was because they were doing based upon the concept suit that was for Spider-Man at that point that they ended up not even using. And
that's true.
So it takes a lot of time for figures to be produced, and I think that a big example too. Okay, so the SH Figure Arts, Toby and Andrew, because they were so making sure absolutely that there was no spoilers at all for this movie, they had no figures, none at all, made for them, because they know that if they were to start releasing figures, if they were to start making the figures, people are going to end up finding out about it. They're going to end up leaking, and then people are going to get upset.
Yeah.
I would say but I would at least have like the prototypes ready by like maybe like 8 months after the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, that's what also keeps it to where less and less people would even have an idea about it. Like,
be able to get pictures and leak them, I guess. But still, they should. But like now, we're still getting stuff, and it's like, geez, why wait this long but I mean, what can you do? They're figure companies. They might get backed up at times and forget stuff, to tell you the truth. So
am I like the only one who doesn't mind the concept art figures? Like, I don't know, that's kind of like something cool in your collection. It's like, oh look, he's like a what if figure that could
I mean, they're not bad, but I definitely want an accurate version.
Cyberspy mentioned that the first Marvel Legends MCU Ant-Man is also a good example, because that is a very good example. I like that.
Yeah, because he had the open mouth, didn't he?
Yeah.
See you, Mark. Mac, see you, Mac lad. Mac lad left. But,
take care,
I mean, we're a little over an hour, so is there anything else anybody would like to talk about, figure-wise or toy fair or anything?
No, just rocks.
Do you want to promote any videos or anything you guys got coming up? I like how he's just thinking, I don't remember the last time you uploaded a video.
No, I'm actually so like I might be salvaging an old figure review that I had filmed, but I never actually like posted. It was the figure review of like the
Goku with the rock.
No, like the all of the Beast Deity Goku figures here. Like I like, so I actually like have them, like I was testing out. So like yesterday I was in a VC with a friend of mine and I was testing out Filmora. And I needed some footage to just like, do it. So I started throwing stuff onto there, and come to find out, I don't really like how Filmora is as a video editor. But I mean, I tried it out, so I mean, I know.
Yeah, it's more, I think, for beginners. Wondershare, Filmora, because that's what I use.
I mean, if it's for beginners, then I would say it should be easier. But there's just a simple slice of life things. Like I prefer CapCut, like over Filmora right now.
Yeah, I use CapCut more for shorts.
Like I don't.
Better use the most of CapCut before that gets banned and taken away again.
It was banned for like a day or two.
Yeah, and you couldn't use like any of the effects, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And they're making you pay for it now, and then we got it back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I was able to actually access CapCut like even when it was banned because I have the VPN. It's not banned in Mexico.
Trying to brag. Right. Yeah. Anything else, anybody?
That's it.
Anyone?
I got nothing.
That's it.
That'll be a wrap then. Vinny, thanks again for joining us. We like having you on when we're talking figures.
Thank you very much for still having me.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
And thank you all so much for watching. We hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you all in